I've got Rocket Lab loaded up. This is what it looks like. Really quickly here, Rocket Lab shares are trading higher after the company announced its intention to acquire Iridium Communications. That, by the way, is ticker IRDM. Y'all should know it because we've talked about this one quite a bit. I know Jay Rice, who I haven't seen here yet, he's probably watching the playoff. He loved this stock. He traded the stock. He pounded the table and talked about the stock for a long time.
I think he still owns it, and now he's going to be an owner of Rocket Lab if he hasn't sold.
We'll have to check in with him when he shows up, but sharp memory on your part, 13. All right, here's the Rocket Lab chart. I'm going to leave it on the daily. I'll be back in less than a minute here, all right? Take it away.
Okay, that should give me enough time to BS about things I haven't read about yet. So here we go. Rocket Lab, I'm already an owner of this. I like this company. I think they have a massive growth angle. They're going to be a competitor to SpaceX on their Falcon 9 rockets. SpaceX has their Falcon 9 rockets they've been successfully launching and reusing for years now. That's what Rocket Lab is going to be competing against, not their Starship or really anything else. However, it's interesting now that they've picked up Iridium because this seems to me like one of the biggest moves to compete with SpaceX in terms of their Starlink business. I don't think that Iridium has too many of those same types of satellites. I don't know what kind of satellites exactly Iridium's got, but they are a communications network, and they do have I think it's like somewhere around 500 satellites. So to me, this seems like a move that is meant to compete with Starlink in some capacity. And it's really interesting because there's Rocket Lab slowly building up its competitive capability to go against SpaceX's different businesses. I think would be super interesting is if they came out and said, "Oh, we're going to acquire this AI company now," and then I think it would be completely on for competing against SpaceX. So that we will have to see if that ends up happening. But I think that's what the plan is here: is to try and be a competitor to SpaceX in some capacity. This acquisition of Iridium kind of makes me think that that's the direction they're going. They still aren't going to ever be, launching these massive rockets that SpaceX is doing now with Starship, but I think they have a really good shot at competing against SpaceX's Falcon 9. But they need to get that Neutron rocket up to on their maiden flight and get that working, because that's the rocket that's going to be competing with Falcon 9. Currently, they just have their Electron rocket, which is much smaller and doesn't deliver anywhere near the size of the payload that their Neutron rockets will. So. Still need to do some work on this, but I think this is very interesting, and it really does make it look like Rocket Lab is shaping up to be one of the biggest competitors for SpaceX.